Hey y'all, this is a friendly reminder that when we are feeling denser energies and we're feeling those lower energies, especially when we've dedicated ourselves to being honest about what we need to release and to really be in direct connection with our own evolution and our own elevation in our lives and our own ability to build and expand and to grow and to achieve prosperity in life. If that's our priority and we're feeling low, it's important to realize that that is a release point. Often, when we are ready to up level, we hit a sort of rock bottom or a little dip in the energy because a lot's coming up for release, and that can be a process that requires rest, requires not moving around so much, being more still. And if we're fighting that and we're going against that, we can slow down the process or even just make the process harder than it has to be. So, if you've been feeling lower energies, and then it could come in waves or it can be just pervading throughout the day, whatever it is, just let it be, let it flow. If you're finding yourself doing recurring habits that you want to release, as you're doing them, just note to yourself, I want to release this, and not necessarily try to force yourself to stop something. And then when you try to stop something and you do it again, that reinforces a feeling of failure. It is a lot easier just to allow ourselves to be aware of what we're doing and to be aware of how it's making us feel and allow things to release naturally. Some people can benefit from like a cold turkey full stop. If that's you, definitely go with it. But I feel like for most people, when we say, I'm going to force myself to stop something, and then we do it again, we're reinforcing failure. And we don't want to do that. We want to be in a higher alignment in the sense that we allow things, we observe things, and we are intentional about what we're doing, even if what we're doing we know isn't serving us anymore. By being intentional and being aware and being present with that, ultimately, we'll just naturally let it go. And that can take however long it takes. It's not necessarily something that can happen in a fixed amount of time where we know it's going to release fully. It's for us to allow those energies to flow and not try to resist them, because as soon as we resist them, we reinforce them. That's the first message that came in. The second one is actually Mars retrograde, which is taking on a new flavor now that Jupiter is in Aries. That is Jupiter entering a whole new cycle in the zodiac. It's initiating a new story, a new 12-year cycle of lessons and expansion and adventure and rewards, and also just the story we want to live, and activating a new story and a new chapter in our lives. And the dispositor of Jupiter in Aries is Mars retrograde. So even though we're feeling this new cycle come, it's not go time yet, in the sense that we can get a lot done by plowing forward. This is an energy with Mars retrograde in Gemini of strategizing, especially because the dispositor of this Mars retrograde is Mercury, which is slowing down for its own retrograde period. And I think tomorrow, or not tomorrow, the 30th of December. And so that energy too is also a very karmic energy. It's a slowing down energy. That Capricorn energy where Mercury is with Pluto is about strategizing and coming up with perhaps a plan. It could be a living plan. You know, some people benefit from a fixed plan. Other people don't. I don't. But what helps me plan in an intuitive sense is knowing where I'm headed and knowing the directions I want to go, and having a sense, an idea and a feeling sense of what I want it to feel like, and allowing the energies to guide me there. But getting clear on that. It's a perfect time to get clear. It's a perfect time to think of the things we want to put our focus on in the year ahead. And we also have to be aware, especially with these denser energies that can be coming up for some of us, is that Mercury slowing down on Pluto is also bringing up things that are deep-seated. It can be a very much an energy of going into our own refuse, going into our own underworld, and things coming up. This can happen on a subconscious level, so just feeling low, but it can also be coming through communication, because again, Mars retrograde in Gemini, that's a karmic zone. And Gemini's communication, and Mars can be very cutting. But everything that's happening with these three planets is to set us off on a new cycle and to clear things out so that we can move forward into a new cycle without the baggage of the past. And this is a big energy of letting go of the past. And it might not be, one-to-one intellectual, like I can see these things that are specific that I can name and list out that are ending. It's energetic. It is things from past lives, things from earlier in our lives that have just been weighing us down in our subconscious realm that are coming up for release, and we might not be able to pinpoint them, but you can definitely know it's happening if you're feeling those denser energies and you're feeling that need to slow down, turn in, perhaps even rest more. And so be gentle through this process too, because Venus is with Pluto and Mercury. So this is an energy of opening things up, cracking things wide open. So definitely be gentle, be patient, and try not to judge how you're feeling and to let the energy flow. That's been a recurring message of let things move, let things flow. Don't try to intellectualize it. Don't try to figure it out. There's nothing to figure it out. This is an energy of allowing. And Venus there is supporting us in that allowing. And so at the same time too, though, I did mention that Mercury is about strategizing. So it is very helpful to focus on the things we want to create and we know that we want for ourselves in the year ahead, and to not get too caught up in relating how we're feeling now to how things are going to play out in the future. What's happening now is a release. What's happening now is a healing, a very deep healing. So, not to be a broken record, it's very important to be gentle during this time and to not attach and to not try to figure anything out or grip onto something in the sense of I have to deal with this. There's nothing really to deal with other than to allow. So those are the two messages that have been coming in and have been weighing on me personally. I've definitely felt a denser energy this holiday season, but I've also felt people being on very different pages as well, where they are energetically and how they're dealing with how they're feeling. So with Mars retrograde, that can also be cutting communication coming in. Perhaps we're the ones delivering the cutting communication. Perhaps we're receiving it. It's best not to try to get so fixated that we have to be right or we have to be heard. If it's not clicking into place, if someone's not ready to listen, or if you need your own space, definitely honor that. Don't go into conflict because it's the Five of Swords energy. It's like you will not win. Even if you win in the sense that you can, shut the person up or prove yourself right to yourself, it's not going to feel like a win. So definitely stay out of arguments at this time and allow people to be in the space that they need to be, but also honor the space you need to be in and not worry about how other people might perceive you or, think of you just because, they're expecting you to be one way and you're feeling another way, and you're honoring how you feel by taking that space you need. So that's the energy that I've been feeling. I wanted to share that. I hope it resonates. If it doesn't, this message is not for you, but I'm sending love and wishing you well. Bye.